Hello everybody, and today I'll be making a Mandalorian helmet. I know, great intro. I don't really know what to say. This is my first time doing this, but here we go. So, first I got a little Rust-Oleum filler primer, and I started trying to fill these 3D printing lines up so I can try and make it as smooth as possible. So, the helmet doesn't look all like weird with all these ridges in it once it's painted on. I made sure that I was going to wear some gloves and a mask because, inhaling this stuff is not the best thing. So I just sprayed as much as I could without getting any crazy runs. I probably should have sprayed just a bit more, but that's what happened. So next I'm moving on and I'm sanding my helmet up. I got my little brother's helmet and my helmet, and I woke up early so I could try and get this done. It took me about an hour of sanding, mostly because I wanted it to be as smooth as possible with as much detail as possible, so I hand sanded it. That's me doing my helmet right now, and I move on once I'm done sanding the primer, and I put something called Bondo on, which is this kind of red toothpaste that you don't want to put in your mouth, so it hardens really fast, so it's filling in those really big ridges. And this is my first time putting Bondo on, so I put it on a little thick in some places, but I got it all cleared up in sanding. So my little brother had an idea to do a transition, and we'll see how it goes, because this is my first video. So here we go. When the transition happens. When will it happen? Okay. I'm just making sure to spread it all even. Bam. What a transition. So this is me talking to the camera. I just put all the Bondo all around and I'm waiting for it to dry. I forgot to put it in some pretty important places, but I got it figured out later. I didn't have to put much on my little brother's helmet because he went to town on sanding it, and he sanded most of the ridges off, and it felt super smooth, and it was actually kind of shiny. So here it is, and I'm starting my sanding, and bam, another transition, amazing. So I sanded a bit too much in some places, and I went and I cleared it up a bit after this, and I just sanded as much as I could, try to get it as smooth as possible, try to get it as even as possible, and I did that with my little brother's helmet and some of my dad's help. So here I'm putting on one of the last coats of primer, and I sanded just a bit on my helmet, but I was making sure that it's ready to be painted. So I put the primer on and I sand it, and here I am with my black paint. So I got my inspiration for the mando helmet that I'm doing from the Death Watch, when Maul has when he's the leader of the Death Watch. So the story with my helmet is that after the Empire came to power, they came in and they killed a bunch of the Death Watch members, and the remaining people came and they made the Children of the Watch, which is the group that the Mandalorian is in. So the color scheme is going to be red and black, like Darth Maul. And my story is that I am literally a child of someone in the Death Watch, and this helmet was passed down through the generation after the battle that they had with the Empire. So I kind of shouldn't have done this on a rainy day. It was sprinkling just a little bit, but it was enough to kind of mess up the paint, where I had to go back in and sand and paint a bit more. But here's my dad getting my little brother's helmet, because my little brother is not the best at spray painting. because he gets a bunch of runs. I did as best as I could with my helmet. I came in, I did a few more coats of black paint on both of the helmets so I could make sure that they both looked nice and well. So here I am, I taped it up. I didn't really record the taping process because my phone was at like 1% most of the time during this. And it only took me like 5 minutes to get this because it's pretty simple pattern. I just made sure that I had the lines that I needed and that it looked somewhat nice. So I'm going to be taking kind of a red glossy spray paint, and I'm going to be spray painting it. I kind of messed up the angle on this because I forgot how camera video works, and I'm trying to get it all into the shot so that it looks, so you can at least see what I'm trying to do. So my little brother's helmet was spray painted earlier this day by my dad. It's got about the same design as mine, except without the crest on the top and some 2 parts I'll be adding later. So there it is. The 2 extra parts are going to be 2 little triangles. I made sure I had my measurements. You can see little dots on the helmet where I marked 3 inches on both sides. But I'm just going on this one. I sanded a little bit where there were a few runs. So this one I'm filling up that, and I'm trying to fill up in the little like lip of the helmet, and just covering up the stuff I sanded and spray painting a bit more. This process was pretty easy. It only took me about a day of spray painting just to get it all to where I wanted it to be. So this day was a nice sunny day, so it's a lot better than the other day. So here I am, I'm unwrapping my helmet after probably a day. This is after a tennis match I played, so I'm still in my uniform. But I'm unpeeling my helmet. It felt like Christmas morning or something, and just unwrapping your presents. You're excited, you know. And it was fun to do this project. So I'm unwrapping it, and there are a few runs that I fix later, but most of the helmet looks very nice because it's all got straight lines that I wanted, and there are no more runs. I put the helmet on. It's almost done. So next I do the plastic on the inside. Oh, there's my little brother's helmet. But next I do the plastic on the inside. I use a face shield, and I use some spot putty to put it up on the inside. And I didn't do the process. I didn't videotape the process because it was really annoying because the face shield was a little thick, so it's really hard to bend around. Thank you, Galactic Armory, for the helmet. I bought this from you, but thank you for supplying them. And after I put this helmet on, I realized, oh wait, I put on the Mando helmet. I can't take it off for the rest of my life now in front of people. So, yeah, I'm editing this video in a Mando helmet. That was not the best idea.